Does this picture of Kang terrify you? What about this picture? I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Jonathan Majors, but this photo is creepy as fuck. And look, I'm not here to debate if Jonathan Majors is guilty or not. I'm not really touching that one. But I just want to touch on if Kang can still be a threatening and convincing villain in the future MCU. We first see Jonathan Majors on the screen playing a character named He Who Remains, a variant of Kang. He premieres in a Loki series finales, finally revealing to be the main culprit of the whole series. His performance does come off as strange and goofy in the beginning, but he does reel it in a little bit, makes the character seem believable. Also, when interacting with Loki and Sylvie, He Who Remains gives off a feeling that the character has been alone for a long time. He also does give the feeling that he is a very threatening figure, and that he could be the mastermind behind all this time manipulation. Having the character be able to manipulate time to its will does make the character OP and very dangerous. Lethal, you might say. Woo! He reveals to Loki and Sylvie why he created the TVA and why it's so important. We also find out that little creepy AI Miss Minutes is also his sidekick as well. In the interaction between He Who Remains and the Lokis, we find out the reason why he created the TVA was to stop his other variant from taking over the multiverse. We come to find out that this Kang is actually a serious threat and actually is more intelligent, more conniving, more manipulative than He Who Remains, which lets the audience know that we are in for a good treat and we should be excited for Loki season 2 and any future Kangs in the future. But wait, folks, He Who Remains is not done flexing. Towards the end of the episode, he drops a bombshell. Tells Sylvie and Loki that he has no issues dying. This man is wise and he has lived a very long time. You can tell that this character would be at peace with dying. You can feel it with his performance. Jonathan Majors, like I said, at first is given a very unorthodox, very strange performance, but he reels it in towards the end. He basically tells Sylvia, just go ahead, kill me. See what happens. You go ahead and kill me. I swear to God, there will be consequences. But he plays it off cool, right? This character plays it off as, go ahead. Hey, if you kill me, it is what it is. I live so long, I don't give a damn. And more than likely, I'm going to be reborn because there are plenty of us and we are strong. Now, if you paid attention and watched the Loki series, you already know about Sylvia's backstory. So I'm not going to really go into that, just in case people who haven't watched Loki. But we know that she suffered, right? She suffered a lot. We can tell this woman is broken and she is looking for revenge. Even the whole kind of love story between, her and Loki. I know that's a spoiler, but hey, it is what it is. You can still tell that she's pulling back because she still has something she has to finish. This is her moment. This is the moment she's been waiting for, right? So when you have, the antagonist basically saying, antagonizing her, say, hey, yeah, go ahead, kill me. It is what it is, right? Best believe she gonna take that chance. But before Sylvia takes that revenge, He Who Remains wants her to know that if you think I'm bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen my other variants. You ain't seen what they capable of. I'm the level-headed one. Just wait. You put that knife through my heart, this multiverse, it opens up and they come through. And I swear to God, they're going to unleash hell on all these earths. Do it and find out. So, of course, she proceeds to do it and she does find out. After Loki proceeds to confess his love for her, she decides to kill Kang anyway, thus revealing that a whole new world, Loki is transported into another alternate time or alternate universe, where it's shown that a Kang is the ruler of the TVA. And it looks like Sylvia's decisions will result in future chaos for the Avengers and every living thing in the universe. Now, as a fan, I was super hyped. I was expecting another Thanos type threat, and I was really ecstatic because we were getting it super early in the beginning. Unfortunately, I was going to be proven wrong. All right, folks, this is going to be some of the material that Marvel released after showing Kang and Loki. We have Black Widow. Marvel's What If, Shanghai and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, Hawkeye, Spider-Man No Way Home, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Miss Marvel, Thor Love and Thunder, I'm Groot, She-Hulk Attorney at Law, Werewolf by Night, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. See, there's a lot of potential of showing Kang in those movies, yet we see no mention of him. No subtle hints, right? Eternals, perfect example of showing the new big bad threat, right? It's a time travel movie. How do you not show Kang doing some weird time travel things, right? Maybe during the time, that they're doing the whole robot thing, right? Maybe during that time, they see him trying to take over a civilization, right? It would be fascinating. So many missed opportunities, right? Hell, if you don't want to show him in there, show him in Madness. A different Kang that's taken over, right? I mean, hell, he warned Sylvia that there was going to be some consequences. Show the goddamn consequences. It's the multi-universe of madness. How do you not show the new big bad threat there? A different version of Kang. I was just confused. Like, what are we doing here, Marvel? I mean, no cameo and no Far Away Home. I mean, you do the two Spider-Mans, the two legends, right? Andrew Garfield, he's technically a legend when it comes down to Spider-Man. You do the two legends, but you don't show the future villain, right? A perfect example to show him an alternate universe, and you just don't do it. I'm just shocked. Then when Kang finally does make an appearance, it's to face Ant-Man. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of the Ant-Man films. I think they're very underrated. But at first, the reactions of people saying the big bad in the Ant-Man film, that's just disrespectful, right? At first, I didn't see it. I thought that was just unnecessary complaining, right? But now I get it after watching the film. Now, don't get me wrong. Kang has some great moments in Ant-Man 3 and Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? But even the amazing monologues can't really save him. And now, even though Kang does come off as threatening in Ant-Man and the Wasp, you still feel towards the end that, is this really the OG Kang? Right? And you soon come to find out that he really isn't. He easily gets defeated by his Scott's ants. Right? That's just disrespectful to the character. Then towards the end, you find out that not only does not anybody die from the family, but there's a council of Kangs and they're goofy as hell. I was honestly shocked that Jonathan Majors even allowed that scene to even be in the movie. I mean, what do you even say? How does the director even tell Jonathan to act? Right? I mean, seriously, he was jumping up and down I mean, it looked ridiculous, and you know what? I don't want to go there, but we all know what we're thinking. The way he was jumping, we all got the picture, and it was just disrespectful to the character. And then personally, I feel like it was just very disrespectful to Jonathan Majors and himself. And honestly, I'm surprised he didn't check their ass, tell him, hey, you ain't gonna make a fool out of me. But hey, sometimes that money can be real good. I ain't gonna hate on the play, and I ain't gonna hate on the game. Basically, the Ant-Man 3 movie is the last time we seen Jonathan Majors in any of the Marvel films. But that could be due all to the delays and all the pushbacks. Also due to his court drama. Him going to trial. Right? This man's trying to clear his name. You see scenes of him in the new Loki 2 season trailer, but they're trying to keep it low-key. Now Marvel has to ask itself, does this audience even really want Jonathan Majors or Kang to be the new big bad? I mean, if you really truly think about it, time travel can be very redundant in a sense that, yeah, it would be hard to kill him because there would be so many Kangs, but eventually you would get tired of seeing Jonathan Majors playing a different character. Prime example, all the different Harrys on The Flash. At first, it was very interesting, but eventually it got stale and old. And it just felt like the actor was just phoning it in after a while. Also, fans were really salty about the fact that Kang was defeated by ants. They felt that it made the villain come off as cartoonish and goofy. The fact that he easily could have beat Ant-Man. Some people were comparing it to basically if Darkseid cannot beat Plastic Man. I could see their point, but we do have to admit that Ant-Man, I mean, let's be for real, he does have some power level strength to him. That being said, I still think that Kang can still be a big threat in the MCU. Unfortunately, Jonathan Majors just has to get his court drama in order. And they still have to somehow convince audience to come back into theaters. And that won't be an easy task. It looks like audiences are actually kind of superhero tired out, which wouldn't make sense with all the comic book TV shows and movies that have been coming out in the past decade. You could just make the case that even though Marvel is struggling with, all the writing aspect, that maybe fans are just tired of it in general and just are not going to show up just because of fatigue. All right, guys, that is the end of the video. This is The Rambler. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next video.